Hi, today I'll show you my motion design workflow. I'll show you the illustration part and the animation part. So let's get started. I usually start every project in Procreate. I decided the bottle needed a swift turn, and for that the bottom needed to be flat. I sketched out some different shapes and quickly found one I really liked. I really think sketching out your ideas and thinking about the animation part, the effects you're gonna use, is the exciting part. And sometimes it's not always possible to create everything of your imagination yet, but it's still fun to brainstorm. After that I import the sketch to Illustrator. As you can see, I've used my 1920 template here again. If you're curious about the template, I recommend watching the other video I made. Sometimes the tricky part of creating a piece for motion design is figuring out how to build an illustration. Which parts need to be separated for the animation to work. As you can see within this project, I separated a lot of layers and even separated the lines from certain solid objects, like here. I was extra careful by separating layers since I wanted to make use of path animation. Many of the effects you see right now, like the stipple brush and the glow, will need to be recreated in After Effects. Importing your files to After Effects, but you can do this in a few different ways. You can do it manually or with the plugin Overlord. If you do it manually, you'd need to make a separate file first and delete all the effects and the stipple brushes, the glows. Then you can drag your file into After Effects. Make sure to use composition and retain layer sizes. After that, you'd need to manually convert them into shape layers. Sometimes some of the effects and things won't work, like gradients, and you need to reapply them. This is a lot of extra work, so I prefer using Overlord. If you transfer the files through Overlord, they instantly become shape layers. The stipple brush is possible. I don't recommend it. You would need to make a solid shape of the brush and then you could transfer it to After Effects, but it would be a million of little dots. And I don't know about you, but my PC cannot handle that. But if you know another way, please let me know in the comments. We need the shape layers in order to animate the paths. When I've transferred all my files, I add effects like the glow and the grain. The glow is a simple effect that I copy onto multiple layers, so I don't have to readjust it for the separate layers. The grain effect is a little bit more complex. I create a new shape layer and draw a shadow shape on it. Then I add the rough and edges effect. I learned this technique from Ben Marriott's video. After that I apply a set matte effect. I change the mode to overlay and now I have a moving grain effect. And since I don't want to do this for every layer that needs a little grain effect, I copy this effect onto other layers and then change the set matte and the path of the shadow. After transferring everything to After Effects and adding the effects like glow and grain, I parent all the layers to each other. I sometimes create some breadcrumbs when necessary, but usually I do this towards the end. Animating in After Effects. As usual, I don't start at the beginning of the timeline, but somewhere in the middle. This makes it easier to adjust certain keyframes and move things around. It's a simple trick to stay flexible. Animating path layers in After Effects might seem a bit intimidating, since it looks kind of complex, but it gives you a lot of freedom when animating. It can get really overwhelming quickly though, so I start with hiding a lot of layers. This way it's a little bit less messy and confusing. Once the base movement feels right, I animate the other parts as well. I always add the easing last, since all the keyframes need to be placed first, since I want all the easings to be similar. After the main movement is done, I focus on the secondary parts, like the keychain for example. I want the keychain to have a follow-through action, and I created this by adding an expression to the keyframes. Once everything is animated, I add extra effects like light sweep, sparkles, and I also experimented with the new script Jake Bartlett made, Shadowcaster. It's really fun. Make sure to purge your memory sometimes, since it can cause for weird bugs or static TV glitches. When my animation is mostly done, I create a composition for the export size and experiment with some additional effects, like noise and reflections. Reflections are made by adding a gradient. A gradient with 100% whiteness to 0% whiteness. You duplicate your comp that you want to have the reflection with, and then you use a track matte. As final touch, I use some sound effects. If you're wondering where I get my sounds, I use Epidemic Sound. You can find a link in the description. That's it, I hope you enjoyed this video. As you can see, motion design is all about experimenting with a lot of different effects and just seeing what works. There are so many ways to create the same animation in After Effects, so don't feel pressured to do it the same way. Hope this helped. See you next time!